The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead as Leo Harrington slammed his locker shut, the echo reverberating through the empty halls of Stanford University. Another failed midterm stared back at him from the crumpled paper in his fist. His third this semester, a glaring F that mocked every late-night cram session and every tutor his father had thrown money at. But deep down, Leo knew it wasn't the equations or the essays tripping him up. It was the storm raging inside, the secret he'd buried so deep it was suffocating his every breath. He trudged toward the exit, the weight of his family's expectations pressing like a vice. Harrington Industries, his father's empire, loomed over him like a shadow he couldn't escape. "You'll take over one day," his dad always said, voice laced with that unyielding certainty. But how could he lead billions when he couldn't even face himself? The campus was quiet at this hour, most students already drowning their sorrows or celebrating at frat parties. Leo envied them, their effortless confidence, their straight paths. He wasn't like them. He knew it. Had known it since high school when stolen glances in the locker room turned into something he couldn't ignore. That's when he noticed the janitor. The man was mopping the floor with rhythmic strokes, headphones in, humming softly to a tune Leo couldn't place. He was older, maybe mid-30s, with a build that spoke of hard work rather than gym sessions. Broad shoulders under a faded blue uniform, dark hair cropped short, and a face etched with lines that hinted at stories untold. Leo had seen him around before, always polite, always invisible to the privileged crowd. But tonight something made Leo pause. Maybe it was the exhaustion, or the way the man moved with a quiet assurance Leo craved. "Rough night?" the janitor asked, pulling out one earbud, his voice deep and steady, with a faint New York accent that cut through the silence. Leo blinked, caught off guard. "Yeah, you could say that." He crumpled the test paper further, debating whether to toss it in the nearby trash bin the man had just emptied. The janitor, Marcus, his name tag read, nodded knowingly. "Tests aren't everything, kid. Sometimes they're just mirrors showing what you're really fighting." Leo snorted, leaning against the wall. "Easy for you to say. My dad's a billionaire. Failure isn't an option." Marcus chuckled, setting the mop aside. "Billionaires bleed just like the rest of us. Name's Marcus. And trust me, I've seen plenty of golden boys like you crash and burn. Want some advice? Free of charge." Leo hesitated. What could a janitor possibly know? But the alternative was going back to his empty dorm, staring at the ceiling while doubts swirled. Sure, why not? They ended up sitting on a bench outside, the cool California night air wrapping around them. Marcus shared a thermos of coffee, strong, black, no frills. As they talked, Leo found himself opening up more than he intended. About the pressure from his father, the endless board meetings he was dragged to as a teen, the way his mother looked at him with quiet disappointment. But he skirted the real issue, the one that made his heart race, the attraction to guys that he'd shoved down for years, fearing it would shatter everything. Marcus listened without judgment, his eyes steady. "Sounds like you're living someone else's life, Leo. Ever think about what you want?" The question hit like a punch. Leo stared at the ground, the words lodging in his throat. "I don't know. It's complicated." "Isn't it always?" Marcus replied, a hint of a smile. "I came out at 20, lost my family, my job back in Brooklyn. Ended up here mopping floors. But you know what? I'd do it again. Living a lie eats you alive." Leo's pulse quickened. Came out? So Marcus was gay? The realization sparked something, a mix of fear and curiosity. He wanted to ask more, but the words failed him. Instead, he mumbled a thanks and hurried off, Marcus's words echoing in his mind. The next few days blurred into a haze. Leo bombed another quiz, this time in economics, a subject his father had drilled into him since childhood. His phone buzzed incessantly. Texts from his dad demanding updates, veiled threats about cutting off his allowance if grades didn't improve. Friends invited him to parties, but he declined, retreating to the library where distractions were minimal. Yet focus eluded him. Thoughts of Marcus intruded, unbidden. The man's quiet strength, the way he owned his story without apology. One evening, As rain pattered against the windows, Leo wandered the halls again. He found Marcus in the same spot polishing lockers. "Hey," Leo said, awkward but determined. "That coffee was decent. Got more?" Marcus grinned. "Persistent, huh? Follow me." They ended up in the janitor's closet, a cramped space filled with cleaning supplies and a small desk where Marcus kept his lunch. Over lukewarm coffee, conversation flowed easier. Marcus talked about his past. Growing up in a conservative Italian family, the beatings from his brothers when they suspected, the ultimatum from his parents. They said, "Choose us or your lifestyle." I chose me. Leo absorbed it all, his own secrets bubbling closer to the surface. What if choosing you means losing everything? Money, family, future. Marcus leaned back, thoughtful. What's a future worth if it's built on sand? Pride isn't just a word, Leo. It's armor. As weeks passed, their meetings became routine. Marcus wasn't just a sounding board, he started helping with schoolwork. Turns out, he had a degree in literature from a community college, earned nights while working days. He'd quote Shakespeare to explain human motivations, use real-world examples to break down complex theories. Leo's grades inched up, not dramatically, but enough to breathe. But it was the personal talks that shifted something deeper. Marcus shared books, underground queer literature from the 80s, stories of resilience amid AIDS crises and Stonewall riots. Leo read them in secret, pages turning under his blanket like forbidden fruit. He began to see parallels. The societal chains binding him, the fear of rejection mirroring Marcus's tales. One night, after a particularly grueling study session, Leo confessed, "I think I might be like you, gay." The word hung in the air, raw and real. Marcus didn't flinch. That's a start. But it's not about labels. It's about owning your truth. Their bond deepened, tentative touches. A hand on the shoulder, a lingering gaze, sparking electricity Leo had never felt. But doubt crept in. What would his father say? Harrington Sr. was a titan of industry, donor to conservative causes, vocal about traditional values. Leo imagined the fallout. Disinheritance, scandal headlines. Society's whispers amplified the conflict. Campus was progressive on paper, but whispers followed openly gay students. Slurs in frat houses, exclusion from elite circles. Leo witnessed it firsthand when a friend outed himself and lost his internship at a Harrington-backed firm. As midterms loomed again, tension built. Leo aced a practice test thanks to Marcus's methods, but the victory felt hollow. He wanted more than grades, he wanted freedom. During one late-night talk, emotions boiled over. "Why do you stay here mopping floors? You're smarter than half the professors." Marcus sighed. "After coming out, doors closed. But this job, it lets me live honestly. No masks." Leo reached out, their hands brushing. "I envy that." The touch lingered, a silent promise. But as Leo pulled away, fear gripped him. Was this worth the risk? The following morning, Leo woke with a clarity he hadn't known before. Marcus's words replayed like a mantra. Own your truth. He aced his economics midterm, the first A in months, but instead of calling his father, he texted Marcus, "Coffee tonight? My treat." They met at an off-campus diner, away from prying eyes. The place was dimly lit, booths worn from years of student confessions. Over burgers and fries, conversation veered personal. Marcus opened up about his ex, a relationship shattered by family interference. He couldn't handle the heat, chose safety over us. Leo nodded, empathy swelling. "My family's the same. Dad's all about image. Mom follows his lead." "What about you?" Marcus probed gently. "Ready to step out?" Leo's heart pounded. "I don't know, but with you, it feels possible." Their knees touched under the table, a subtle connection that sent warmth through Leo. It wasn't just attraction. It was understanding, a shared battle against invisible walls. As they walked back, rain starting to fall, Marcus slipped his hand into Leo's. The gesture was bold, vulnerable. Leo didn't pull away, but reality crashed in soon after. At a family dinner in their sprawling Palo Alto mansion, his father grilled him on grades. Better, but not enough. Harringtons don't settle for BS. Then, casually, heard you're hanging with the help. That janitor. Keep it professional, son. We don't mix with that crowd. Leo's stomach twisted. He's a friend, Dad. His father arched a brow. Friends like that drag you down. Focus on legacy. The word stung, echoing societal divides, class, status, sexuality. Leo lay awake that night, torn. Marcus represented everything his world rejected. Working class, openly gay, unapologetic. Conflicts escalated on campus. A conservative student group, funded partly by Harrington donations, hosted a speaker railing against LGBT agendas eroding family values. Leo attended anonymously, rage-building as the crowd cheered. Afterward, he confronted a classmate. That's hate speech. The guy laughed. Your dad's money pays for it. Hypocrite much. The accusation hit home. Leo's privilege funded the very bigotry he now despised. He confided in Marcus, who listened patiently. Change starts from within. You have power they don't. Inspired, Leo volunteered at the campus LGBTQ center, anonymous at first. He met others, students disowned, fighting for rights. Their stories mirrored Marcus's, fueling his resolve. But secrecy weighed heavy. Hiding his growing feelings for Marcus felt like betrayal. One afternoon, they stole time in a secluded park. Marcus shared his dreams, writing a memoir about queer survival in blue-collar America. But who cares about a janitor's tale? I do, Leo said, leaning in. Their first kiss was tentative, rain-soaked, a release of pent-up emotion. It wasn't fireworks. It was relief, like exhaling after holding breath too long. But joy was short-lived. Rumors spread, whispers of the billionaire's son slumming it. A tabloid photo surfaced, them walking hand in hand. Leo's phone exploded with calls. His father summoned him home. The confrontation was brutal. In the opulent study, Harrington Sr. slammed the photo down. What the hell is this? Some phase? You'll ruin us. It's not a phase, Dad. I'm gay. And Marcus, he's important. His father's face reddened. Gay? In this family? Think of the board, the investors. They'll pull out. And that janitor? He's using you. Leo stood firm. He's the only one who sees me. The ultimatum came. End it or lose everything, tuition, trust fund, name. Leo left in tears, the door slamming like a finality. He sought Marcus, who held him as he broke down. I can't lose you, Leo whispered. Marcus cupped his face. You won't, but you have to choose for you, not me. Society's pressures mounted. Friends distanced themselves, fearing association. A viral post debated, Billionaire'S gay fling, rebellion or real? Comments ranged from supportive to vicious, highlighting divides in American culture, progress versus tradition. Leo's grades suffered again, distraction reigning. But Marcus pushed him. Use this fire. Channel it. They studied together, but tension simmered. Marcus faced backlash too. Co-worker slurs, anonymous notes calling him a predator. Rich kid's toy, one read. It broke Leo. This is my fault. No, Marcus said. It's the world's. But we fight it. As finals approached, Leo made a decision. He'd come out publicly, damn the consequences. But doubt lingered. Was love worth the fallout? The campus buzzed with end-of-semester frenzy. But for Leo, it was a battlefield. He drafted a social media post, a coming-out statement, raw and honest. I've hidden too long. I'm gay and proud. Thanks to someone who showed me the way. He tagged Marcus subtly, a nod to their bond. Before posting, he met Marcus in their usual spot. This could change everything. Marcus's eyes softened. It already has. For the better. Leo nodded, hitting send. The response was immediate: likes, shares, messages of support from strangers. But backlash hit harder. His father's lawyers called, cease or face disinheritance. Protests erupted outside Harrington offices. accusing the company of hypocrisy, funding anti-LGBT groups while the heir came out. Leo's world fractured. His mother pleaded tearfully, "Think of us, Leo. We're family." "But you're asking me to deny myself," he countered, voice cracking. Marcus faced his own storm. At work, his boss pulled him aside. "This drama's bad for the university. Keep it quiet or find another job." Marcus refused. "I've hidden enough." Their relationship deepened amid chaos, stolen moments becoming lifelines. They discussed futures, Leo dreaming of philanthropy for queer youth, Marcus of publishing his story. But class divides gnawed. "You grew up with yachts," Marcus teased once. "I scraped by on ramen." Leo laughed, but it highlighted inequalities. Could love bridge that? A pivotal conflict arose at a campus debate on LGBTQ rights. Leo spoke, voice steady. "Privilege doesn't shield you from pain, but it obligates you to fight." The crowd split, cheers and boos. Afterward, a heckler confronted him. "Easy for you to preach. Daddy's money cushions the fall." The words echoed his fears. That night, with Marcus, he confessed, "What if they're right? I'm playing at rebellion." Marcus pulled him close. "No, you're evolving. That's real." But external pressures intensified. Harrington Sr. froze Leo's accounts, forcing him to crash on Marcus's couch in a modest apartment. The contrast was stark, no maids, no luxury. Leo adapted, cooking simple meals, appreciating the authenticity. Society's gaze amplified disputes. A news segment debated, "Is the billionaire's son exploiting a working man for clout?" It stung Marcus. "Am I just your cause?" Leo recoiled. "No, you're everything." The argument escalated, emotions raw. "You don't get it," Marcus said. "I fought alone. Now I'm your prop." Leo left in anger, wandering streets. Reflection hit. His actions, though well-intended, overlooked Marcus's agency. He returned apologetic. "I need to listen more." Reconciliation strengthened them, but trials continued. Finals loomed. Leo's focus sharpened by adversity. He studied with purpose, Marcus by his side. Results came straight as. Victory tasted sweet but bittersweet. His father ignored the news. A family intervention followed. In the mansion, siblings and aunts bombarded him. "It's a phase," one said. "Think of the legacy." Leo stood tall. "My legacy is truth." Walking out, he chose Marcus. But doubt crept. Had he burned bridges too soon? As summer break neared, they planned a road trip, escape from scrutiny. En route, conversations delved deep. Marcus shared childhood scars, bullying, isolation. Leo opened about suppressed crushes, the loneliness of wealth. A roadside motel brought intimacy, not physical but emotional. Lying awake, hands entwined, Leo whispered, "I love you." Marcus smiled. "Took you long enough." But paradise shattered. Back home, a leaked email from Harrington Sr. surfaced. Plans to smear Marcus as unstable. Leo confronted his father. "This ends now." The showdown was epic. "You're destroying our name," his dad roared. "No," Leo said. "I'm saving mine." He left, disowned but free. Marcus waited, their bond unbreakable. Yet questions lingered. Was sacrifice justified? Summer unfolded in a haze of newfound freedom and lingering shadows. Leo moved in with Marcus fully, his trust fund a memory. He took a part-time job at a coffee shop, menial but grounding. Customers' tips felt earned, unlike his inheritance. Marcus continued at the university, their evenings filled with quiet domesticity. Cooking pasta, debating politics, sharing dreams. But societal rifts widened. Protests against Harrington Industries grew, activists boycotting products. Leo became a reluctant symbol. Interviews requested, his story twisted. One article painted him as a spoiled rebel, another as a hero. The duality exhausted him. Marcus bore the brunt too. Old friends from New York resurfaced. Judgmental. Dating a rich kid? Sold out. He shrugged it off, but Leo saw the hurt. Their first major fight stemmed from this. Over dinner, Leo suggested using his connections for Marcus's memoir. I know publishers. Marcus tensed. I don't need your pity network. Earn it myself. It's not pity. It's help. It feels like charity, Marcus snapped. Your world's always about buying solutions. The words cut deep, exposing class chasms. Leo stormed out, crashing at a friend's. Alone, he reflected on entitlement, how he'd assumed his way was best. Reconciliation came slowly. Leo apologized. You're right. I'll support, not lead. Marcus nodded. We build together. Healing brought closeness, but external threats loomed. A conservative group doxed Marcus, his address leaked. Hate mail arrived, threats veiled as advice. Police dismissed it as harmless. Fear gripped Leo. We should move. Marcus refused. Running's what they want. Courage inspired Leo to speak at a rally. Love isn't a threat. It's human. Cheers erupted, but counter-protesters hurled slurs. A bottle whizzed past, shattering nearby. In the aftermath, shaken, they held each other. Worth it? Leo asked. Always, Marcus replied. As fall semester approached, Leo re-enrolled on scholarships, majoring in social justice. Grades soared, purpose fueling him. Marcus's memoir gained traction, a small publisher interested. But family wounds festered. His mother reached out secretly. I miss you. Dad's stubborn, but he hurts too. Leo met her covertly. Tears flowed. I support you, but he's scared. Of change, of losing you. The meeting sowed hope, but also conflict. Should he forgive? A turning point came at Thanksgiving. Invited to Marcus's estranged aunts, his only accepting relative, they shared a modest meal. Stories of queer kinship warmed Leo, contrasting his lavish past holidays. Inspired, Leo wrote his father, let's talk. No ultimatums. No reply came, amplifying isolation. Society's debates raged online. Privilege and pride. Can they coexist? Leo engaged, arguing yes, but with accountability. Their relationship evolved, challenges forging resilience. A quiet proposal-like moment. Marcus gifted a simple ring. Not marriage yet, but promise. Leo accepted, tears in eyes. Forever. But drama peaked when Harrington Sr. suffered a health scare. A minor heart attack. Leo rushed to the hospital, Marcus by his side. In the sterile room, his father looked frail. You came. Of course. Words tumbled, regrets, fears. I was wrong. About many things. Reconciliation tentative but real. Leo introduced Marcus properly. He's my partner. His father nodded weakly. Nice to meet you. Healing began, but not without strings. Investors pressured for family unity. Leo navigated carefully, refusing to hide. As the year closed, reflections deepened. Had pain been necessary for growth? The new year brought cautious optimism. Leo's father recovered slowly, their relationship mending through awkward dinners and honest talks. Harrington Sr. even donated to LGBTQ causes, anonymously at first, then publicly. Headlines shifted. Billionaire tycoon embraces son's truth. Skeptics called it PR, but Leo saw genuine change. Marcus's memoir hit shelves, modest sales but rave reviews. A janitor's journey to pride, critics praised. Speaking tours followed, Marcus shining on stage. Leo beamed from the audience, pride swelling. But success bred envy. Old classmates accused Leo of buying his redemption. Marcus faced backlash from queer communities. Too mainstream now? The scrutiny tested them. One evening, over wine, tensions surfaced. Sometimes I miss the simplicity, Marcus admitted. Before the spotlight. Leo sighed. Me too. But we earned this. They recommitted, planning a quiet getaway, a cabin in the woods. There, away from noise, they reconnected. Hikes, fireside chats, emotions raw. You've changed me, Leo said. And you me, Marcus replied. Back in reality, conflicts persisted. A board meeting at Harrington Industries invited Leo back. As advisor, not heir. He accepted conditionally. Only if we prioritize equality. His father agreed, a milestone. Society's evolution mirrored theirs. Laws advanced, but setbacks, like anti-trans bills, reminded of ongoing fights. Leo volunteered more, Marcus mentoring youth. Their bond, once fragile, solidified. Anniversaries celebrated simply, love deepening through trials. Yet, as Leo reflected on his journey, from failing tests to embracing identity, he pondered the cost. Grades improved not from rote learning, but self-acceptance. Marcus taught that secret, living proud, gay, unyielding. In quiet moments, doubts surfaced. Had he romanticized struggle? Privileged pain versus real hardship. The story culminated at a pride parade. Hand in hand, they marched, flags waving. Cheers enveloped them, a far cry from hidden meetings. But as confetti fell, Leo turned to Marcus. Was it all worth it? Marcus smiled. Every step. Their tale inspired many, sparking debates. Can wealth and authenticity coexist? Is family forgiveness always deserved? In the end, Leo knew one truth. Love, hard won, was his greatest victory. Is it true that sacrificing everything for personal identity always leads to a happier life? Or can compromise sometimes preserve more than it destroys?